Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Okay, I'm like all concentrating here because this is the first time I've ever gotten like a little like warning message, and I wanted to make sure we were all up and running. And good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Oh my gosh, what a fun, exciting day we're gonna have today. Why? No, just because we are. And I tried a new outfit idea today. Hello, Dee. I tried a new outfit today that I'm super excited to share with you because I think it is stinking cute. And you know what? Today is the last day that I'm going to be 58, y'all. I am going to go into it with I don't know, I'm going into it with a lot of excitement. I'm going into it with like, hello, Linda. I'm going into it with like, wow, golly jeepers. I only have 366 more days before I'm 60. And instead of looking at it like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 60, I want to take this year of 59 and I just want to celebrate. I want to celebrate life. I want to celebrate me still being here. You know, I look at where I was. I look at who I was when I started my 50s. And I am like, it's like a shadow of who I am now. And I want to really just kind of drive home the whole myth about age and how you're not supposed to have fun and how you're not supposed to be relevant and how this and how that and how wrong it is. And I just really want to, hello, Courtney. Hello, Lauren. I just really want to inspire each and every single person who comes across my path to be like, wow, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. If she's found any sort of like little glimpse of happiness, gosh, you know what? Maybe I can too. And it is 100% my honor and to spread that message and to try to be a positive beacon in your life. And it's been an amazing journey. So we're going to take a look back at my 50s, and we're going to take a look back at 58, see how far we've come, and we're going to look forward to the future because the future is going to be bright, baby. Just bright like a shining light. So, okay, my outfit today. I am very excited about my outfit, and I'm very excited about my style journey this last week. It has given me such a boost. I have to tell you, I was kind of in a little bit of a rut. You have no idea. I really was, but I found myself walking into my closet every single morning and grabbing the exact same thing. And I was like, I turned around and I looked at my closet and I'm like, Lonni, you have such cool clothes. Why don't you wear more of it? And part of it is because I think I was holding myself back style wise, like, oh, you know what, your weight isn't what you wanted it to, or this or that. And again, if you follow me, you know that I do struggle with my inner voices. It's part of my addictive past, but I was holding myself back. So Teresa says, I wake up every morning and feel blessed to be alive. I am 58, will be 59 in January. Yeah, you know, and 100%, I absolutely agree with you, Teresa. And it's something where, I don't know, sometimes, and let me finish my conversation on my outfit, and then I want to talk about that a little bit more because I think as a human, we have a tendency to do this to ourselves. But I was in Free People store in Encinitas, Carlsbad the other day, and I was waiting to check out. I bought that cute little brown top that I had on yesterday. And I was sitting there, and they had those muscle tees, you know, those clean line muscle tees, the one that has like a little bit of the low top. And they had that, and then they had this cute little cami over the top, like this cute, really cute top. And I'm like, oh, I really like that top. I want that top. And the top was $148. I'm like, oh, that's a really cute top that's going to stay at the Free People store. But what I did is I got the inspiration from that tank top underneath that cute little flowy summer top. And so instantly I was like doing a mental inventory of my closet. I was like, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. Ooh, I have that. And what I decided to do is I had purchased this top right here, and this is a strapless top that I got from Zara. Very, very cute. But the problem is that it was not in my comfort zone. Good morning, Kathy. It wasn't in my comfort zone. So what I mean by that is that while it's a very cute top, when I was wearing it, I was like, I'm not very comfortable. I'm not very comfortable. I'm not, yeah, no, I'm not very comfortable. And I found myself constantly like yanking on it and moving it around and doing all sorts of stuff like that. Well, my inspiration from that outfit at Free People, I'm like, Lonni, put a bodysuit underneath it. And I'm like, yeah, Lonni, that's a great idea. And yes, I talk to myself. I have multiple voices going on in my head on a daily basis. And Kathy, I'm going to give you a twirl. Let me show you what this little top looks like over the top of a bodysuit. And I think you're gonna get where I'm going. So here's your twirl. Isn't this cute? And it instantly, I mean, instantly, and like my little bra showing again, but as of yesterday, we don't care. Connie's here. Hello, Connie. Connie's here. So instantly, my confidence level went right up here. And I was like, I can wear this shirt. This shirt's stinking cute. Oh my gosh, I really like this shirt now. This little top now is going to be, hello, Heidi. Heidi, everybody welcome Heidi. I think this, Heidi, is this the first time you've commented on the channel? Because I want to say thank you for commenting. So Kathy says, very cute. Love it. Courtney likes it. If Courtney likes it, it is a stamp of approval. So Pam says, you look adorable. Thank you. So Pam, is this, you know what? I'm seeing some new faces and I really like that. Pam, I think you've been on before. So I really like to make sure that, hello, Heidi. Everybody say hi, Heidi. Hi, Heidi. So I really want to, I'm having so much fun. I really want you to know that, that it is like, sometimes we get so, I don't know. Now I'm all lost in thought. Hold on. Let me get my thought back. So here's where I want to go with this outfit. Now, bodysuits. Let's talk about bodysuits. They can be tricky. And yeah, no, I saw that, Courtney. So bodysuits can be tricky. And here's why they can be tricky. You put them on, and sometimes I put on a bodysuit and I feel like a tube of toothpaste. You know, the one that you've already squeezed and it's got like little lumps and bumps all over it. I'm not talking about a brand new tube of toothpaste. I'm talking about one that's been squeezed. That's how sometimes I feel in a bodysuit, where it's like every single cookie I've eaten is like, hi, I'm right here. I'm hanging out. I'm going to be with you all day long. And this bodysuit is just showing my greatness. And so I have a tendency to shy away from bodysuits for that exact reason. But as much as bodysuits have a tendency to show all of our little things that we don't want to show, they also too have a tendency to keep things in that we want to be kept in. So I think a nice fitting bodysuit is a great kind of like almost like a Skims kind of thing, where it's going to keep you a little bit more slender, and they look stinking cute under tops. So I am going to give y'all a little piece of advice. Get some bodysuits and then take your summer tops, put them over the top of that. And I think it's just going to, it's going to be super cute transitioning from summer into fall. And it gives a new life to like different outfit ideas. Gino, Julie, did I miss seeing your outfit? Yes, Julie, but for you, I will get up and I will show you my outfit again. So here's the outfit. And what I did is I put this cute little top over the top of a bodysuit. And so I was just like, yay, this is so much fun. So my style tip for today is think about getting some bodysuits. I have them like with the little cap sleeves. I have them where they're like the little tank top ones. And then if you don't want the whole bodysuit, those muscle tees that I've been telling you about from Free People, the ones, it's called the Clean Line Muscle Tank. Those fit amazing. And they are a little bit of a, more of like a cropped, they have a tendency to like show my belly, but that's okay. So, but they don't have the whole bodysuit, but those would look really cute underneath our summer tops because that's what they showed at Free People. So I was like, yeah, this is like opening up a whole new world of different styles. And it's been really fun. It's been really interesting just this last week of being like really trying to up my fashion. And I show you cute clothes all the time. I think my closet is really cute. It fits me and I absolutely love it. But I wasn't allowing myself to oh, Sky Pastel says, I'm going to wear a Free People dress tomorrow in honor of your birthday tomorrow. I love that. In fact, I have my birthday outfit all picked out, but I just decided that I'm going to allow myself to have more fun with my fashion. I'm going to allow myself to try new things. Because I have to tell you, yesterday I went to go get my nails done and look what I did with my nails. Isn't that cute? I have a black nail. I have two, I think these colors right here, such a pretty like pastel kind of color, and then two hot pink. And I loved the transition. And I thought that this would be fun for my birthday. So I did my nails, but it was really kind of funny because yesterday, are you live at all tomorrow? Yes, I'm going to be live tomorrow. I have to spend my birthday with you. In fact, I'm going to set up the stream for tomorrow, and it's going to be probably about 9:30, just about the same time. Pam says, you always make me want to go shopping. I'm sorry, but I know. And it's just, you know what? It's just fun and it's therapeutic. And sometimes we don't need to spend a whole lot of money to get the look and the vibe that we want. I mean, I think my little outfit, the one that I saw at Free People, the two tops were about $200. This right here probably cost me like $40, $50. So I really think that we can get inspiration from more expensive things, and then we can find the things that are more in our budget. Because I know I know that I've spent a lot. Do you like that? I've spent a lot. I've spent a lot here this last couple of weeks, but I am ringing in my birthday. And, but I also too know that the things that I purchase are going to be things that I can make in so many different outfits. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, no, my fashion journey, it's just really cool, and I'm excited about it. And I am going to start my daily style journey as a woman, as a 59-year-old woman. That starts tomorrow, and I'm going to post every single day my outfit. And you know what? And truthfully, if there's some days that I can't, I will, of course, I'll skip that day and then I'll go to like day 52 or 50, whatever day. But I am going to make it a real concerted journey of it's your birthday, it's allowed. Yeah, that's what that's what I told myself every time I did the checkout button. But I really want to chronicle. I want to chronicle. I think that's the right word. I want to chronicle. I think that sounds weird, but I really want to just kind of have that style journey with you as my last year in my 50s, and show that you can be bright and everything you want to be. Connie says, I'm trying real hard not to shop too much since I'm moving next year, but dang, it's hard. Yes. So Connie, where are you moving to? Because I saw that post and I was just wondering where you're going. I mean, if you want to share, if you don't want to share, you don't have to. And then, okay, so Julie, I think about you every single morning when I'm putting on my makeup, and I'm like, okay, Julie, I'm putting on my eyeshadow now. And I was thinking about you as actually this morning when I was putting on my eyeshadow. And my suggestion to you is to have fun. And I was like, when I put on my eyeshadow, it's all over the place. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then I clean it up a little bit. Then I add a little bit more. Then I clean it up a little bit more. So I'm going to, next week, I am going to do some sort of demonstration for you. But it's really just all about putting the color on your lid, going above your little crease right here. Take this color, go all the way down underneath, add a little pop in the corner of your eyes, and then a lighter one here. And you're golden. And here's the thing is that, okay, so Pam says, my 60th birthday is on the 13th, so I really should take myself shopping. Pam, yes, you should. And happy birthday. Because okay, it goes so much more deeper than just clothes. It's about signifying that you see yourself and that you value yourself. Because I tell you right now, if your best friend's birthday was on the 13th, you would go buy her something. And I think you should buy yourself something with the same sort of like love and compassion. And it feels good. And it's just something that, give yourself permission to do it. And I 100%. This is my gosh, this is like the first year in a really long time that I have gone into my birthday with some really amazing energy. And a lot of it has been this last year of going to counseling, because Robert, Brennan, and I see a counselor all together. Did you know that? Did I ever tell you all that? That we see a family therapist once a month to learn techniques to build our relationship, because we had to start from scratch. So a lot of that has really helped me in my journey for myself too. So everybody's telling Pam to go shopping. So Pam, you got to go shopping. Teresa says, I'm trying to cut back on clothes too. I'm going to be a full-time traveling hippie. But my traveling van will have to make ups and clothes more than food. Yes. Now, that's really cool that you're going to be are you doing like the whole van life thing? And if so, when are you starting? Because I think that always looks, I always thought that looked super interesting. Yeah. And here's the thing is, Teresa, my suggestion for you is anything that you do buy, make sure they're super interchangeable. And it's like you can take one core piece and then just you can add to it, you can take from it. I mean, this outfit that I'm wearing right now can be worn in so many different ways. And I always try to do that. I always try to have like what's ever in my closet be super like, I can wear this with all sorts of things kind of thing. So it's been a year. Yep. Like I said, the boys and I, Robert and Brandon and I have, we'd see a counselor together. So that's been really, really, really helpful. And mental health is very important. And so, yeah. And then last year I got my nose pierced for my 58th birthday. And it was like that was a huge step. G now says, I have been living out of my car for over 2 years now, and the hardest part is finding a place to store all my shoes and outfits. Hard to look cute and live out of a car. Wow. I'm trying to think of, I wish I could give you, like this super easy tip and how to do it, but I think that it wouldn't be right of me because I've never experienced that. So, but maybe just, like I said, get those core outfits and just make sure that those are interchangeable. Julie says, yes, counseling is good. Counseling is really good. It is definitely unknotted a whole lot of conversations. But last year I went and I got my nose pierced, and I had been wanting my nose pierced for so long. And I kept on telling myself that my nose was too big. And it's that really mean inner voice that we have, that we just need to tell each other to just hush the heck up, because you know what? That's what we need to do. So let's look back. We're going to take a look back at Gosh, let's see here. August of 2022. Let me pull this up and I will show you what I looked like this time last year. So let's see here. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. And okay, so here I am. Nope, that's not me. It's funny to see me with hair. And hold on. Where are you? Okay, here we go. All right. Hold, please. Hold, please. Where are you? August 5th. August 5th, because that's my birthday. Oh, here we go. Nope. Oh, wow. Let me show you how tired I looked. Okay. So, you know what? I'm always very honest with you, but maybe this is just a bad picture, but I looked really super tired. And again, I think it's my hair. I think my hair, even though it was a really very cute haircut, it made me tired looking. So that's what I looked like a year ago today. And let's see if I can find a smiling one, because that wasn't like a very happy looking me. Oh, here we go. Let's make sure there's no music. So this is me going into 58. So that's me. I'm saying that's me in the morning. I just woke up and I was 58 years old. I put some color in my hair. Oh, there I looked happier. There's Brandon. He got his nose pierced at the same time. He no longer has that because of his job. There's little Indy. And I spent the day with the boys. There's my new piercing. And I got to spend the day with her. Oh, look how little she was. So that was my birthday last year. And I have to tell you, we went to breakfast after I got my nose pierced. And I was not prepared for how much it was going to bleed, because we were at breakfast and somebody said something funny, because we always say something funny. And it was like, huh, I did that. And all of a sudden I could feel blood running down my nose. And I'm like, I think I'm bleeding. And Robert and Brennan are like, you think? And so I'm sitting there at the breakfast bar and I'm like trying to put tissues up my nose. And so that was a interesting one. Let's see here. Courtney says it's no difference in getting a tattoo. I cannot believe I haven't got my nose pierced yet. You need to go get your nose pierced, girl. Connie says I have a bigger nose from my dad's size, but I got my nose pierced and I love it. You know, that's just the whole thing. It's what we tell each other, because I have like a very sharp nose. So sometimes I'm like, if I had a cute little button nose, that might look different, but then it wouldn't be my nose. So Julie says, I think your buzz cut looks awesome on you. Connie says, Lonni, you don't have a big nose. Oh, hello, Elfie. It says, I am well ventilated. I like that saying. Haha, but plastic surgery would be too much for me. You know, my sister had, she had a very well ventilated nose also. And she had plastic surgery when she was still living at home. So that had to be like the 80s, and she had a nose job done. And, but she had a bigger ventilated nose than I did. So let's go ahead. Now that we are looking back in time, let's go back to when I was 50. So let's see if I can find what I looked like going into my 50s, since this is the last. So that would be, let's see, so that'd be 2013. Gosh, I'm great at math, aren't I? 2013. What pictures do I have? Well, there's me drinking. Well, let's see if we can't find one that's not totally chittious. Okay, so I'll show you what I look like going into my 50s. And, well, that's 2014. Okay. Oh, Okay, so here's January 2014. And now, mind you, I was drinking at this time. So this is what I looked like. Hold on, please. So I'm going to show you what being happy and sober can do for you. So this is me, January 2014. I was like 50 and some change. I think my mom might have been, no, I was at Target. I think that was at Target. And I literally here, I probably weighed 108 pounds, but I was so bloated from alcohol that I looked much heavier. And yeah, that's me going into my 50s. And so it's just, again, just looking back and seeing how far I've come is just amazing. Let's see here. Pam says, I got my, so Pam says, I got my pierced and kept pulling it out. I would forget every time I dried my face with a towel. And D. Shepherd says, Pam, I did that last night. Oh my gosh, I know. I heard those horror stories of when I got mine done. And I would just, it's every single time I would be so, so careful. But I was, yeah, I did the same thing. And I was very, very scared to do that. So that's what I look like. You still look beautiful. Congratulations on your sobriety. You know, I guess maybe more, I see like the inside me, and I know that, you know what, I just don't see any happiness. And I still smiled. And you know what? I was really good at covering up my addiction. But I know in the deep inside that there was very, very little. Oh, I'll show you this. Oh, you get to see my mom. Look at this. Okay. Here's this one. That's my mom. I loved my mom. She was so pretty. And that was me again. I think this is November, so I was just a couple of months at 50. And this was at Thanksgiving, and I was already drinking, but my mom loved me anyway. And she was my ride or die. I got to tell you that much. I mean, a mother's support can just make, she loved me and she supported me so much. And when I quit drinking, she was like, yeah, she never drank again either. And the thing is that my mom had just as much of a gambling addiction as I did. We started doing the whole gambling addiction journey after my dad passed away. And that was a way for her to, so Kara, yeah, I was wondering if you were on. So after my dad passed away, my mom found she found a way to kind of feel like her sadness, and that was through gambling. And I had such an addictive personality, I just jumped right on it. And and even talking about it, you know what, I can talk about my addictions all day long and I am perfectly fine. But the simple fact that I'm talking about gambling has literally put me into cold sweats. And but I want to talk about it because it's super important, and I'm not going to let an addiction stop me from me talking about it or my happiness. So right now I am having a complete ninja fight with my inner addiction, and I'm going to win. So I still remember the day after my dad passed away, my mom's like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to do anything. Can we go to Pachanga, which is the local casino here? And I'm like, of course. And I tell you what, that led to 2 years of probably the worst addiction that I have ever could have imagined. I lost all my money. I owed money, and it was it was like such a black spot on my addiction. It made my drinking look like a walk in the park. So I definitely, it had to stop. So when I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm getting sober. I'm not going to drink anymore. I can't go to the casino. It was like a a shock to my mom. She was like, "What do you mean we can't go anymore?" I go, "I can't walk into that casino. If I walk into that casino, I'm going to start drinking again." And if I, yes, um, yeah. So Courtney says, "I didn't realize that gambling was so much of an issue for you." Yes. Well, all my addictions are equally as bad, but there's just something about gambling that hits a certain part of my brain that is always the most, is always the loudest. Let's just put it that way. And so I have it very well guarded, and I can bring it out and talk about it every once in a while. And trust me, I would, the way that I stay sober is if I were to walk into a casino, if I were to open one beer, if I were to smoke one cigarette, I would take all of this. I would take my laptop, my monitor. I would clear out my closet. I would give away all of my cute clothes. I would walk into, up to Robert and Brandon, and I would give them a hug. And then I would tell them all goodbye because I would lose everything that I have worked so hard to gain. And I keep that mental picture in my mind every single day because those are the things that I cherish the most. I mean, I don't cherish my clothes over in Robert and Brandon, but it is a part of where my happiness lies. And so I have built a foundation of happiness from nothing. The day that I got sober, I had zero happiness. So everything that I have built from that day, I have built with blood, sweat, and tears. So I know myself that one of those items, it all goes away. And I am not going to give up what I have worked so hard to find. And so, yeah, it is, it's something that I deal with. So getting back to my story, so I tell my mom, I'm like, "Mom, we can't go to the casino anymore." And truthfully, she had the same addiction as I did. She was like, "No, we can go. You just don't spend as much money." And I'm like, "No, Mom, you don't understand." And she'd be like, "Well, you can just go, but, I'll give you some money." And I'm like, "No, that's not the point." So my mom had a little bit of a hard time with that aspect. But you know what? In the end, she knew that she had to support me. And so instead of going to the casinos on the weekends, we would go have lunch and then, do some shopping. Or towards the end, we would just drive around and I would drive through the mountains and she would get to see like pretty trees and she loved it. But yeah, it's something that, it is an integrated part of me that, like I said, I don't take it out and talk about it often, but I know it's there. Courtney says, "I miss my mom so much, both my parents." Yeah, me too. You know what? I miss them every single day. Kara says, "September would be the first birthday without my mom." Kara, here's what I say, hon. You know what? I think you should go and you should treat yourself to something. Whether it's a cup of coffee, an ice cream, a frozen yogurt, and just spend that time with you in the memory of your mom. What I go back on really heavily is the fact that my mom wouldn't want me to be sad. My mom would be pissed if I wallowed in my sadness because my mom, I had so many talks with my mom when she was passing. I mean, she knew, I knew, we all knew. And she just took that time to I'm going to cry, but she took that time to make sure I was okay. And part of her wish was to make sure that I was going to be okay. And we were talking about it and she's like, "I know you're going to be okay." She goes, "I can feel it." She goes, "I wouldn't leave if you weren't." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I am." And for me, I feel like every day that I conquer my addiction and every day I come on here and every day that I inspire somebody in a positive way, I know I got my mom on my shoulder going, you go, because whatever energy I have, I got from my mother. She was an amazing woman. She could walk into a room and people would gravitate towards her because she had such a beautiful energy. So a lot of times when I do these things and I have my talks and we hang out together, I do it in honor of my mother. And and I know that I have my own special place in the world, but I also too know that I carry on her legacy. Julie says my mom passed away last August. I'm so sorry, Julie. Again, you know what? And here's the thing: is like I don't think our we. I physically miss my mother. I physically miss talking to her. Her unwavering support. I miss that daily, but I know in my heart she is still with me, and so I rely very heavily on the simple fact that I know that my mom is still living in my heart, and it's what gets me through the rough spots. Let's see here. Living in Temecula. Yeah, no, I remember when Pachanga was a double wide trailer. So, and it's truthfully, and it's not Pachanga's fault. Nobody put a gun to my head and told me to go in there and give them all my money. But they sure as heck didn't send me home at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was shoving money into a slot machine. So, I can't blame them. Pam says, Teresa says there are a lot of casinos in your hometown. There are a lot. Pam says, my dad and brother had alcohol addiction. Mine is Diet Coke and cigarettes. I have tried a lot of times to quit smoking. Pam, I don't know if you were on the other day, but I like I said, my favorite breakfast used to be a Diet Coke, a chocolate donut, and a cigarette. So I totally get where you're coming from. And I tried many things to quit cigarettes. I tried the nicotine patches and I did really good. On a nicotine patch, I wouldn't smoke. But the day that I took that off and the day that I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm fine. I would start smoking again. And it wasn't until I realized that it was like it was like the trifecta of addictions that I was able to quit smoking and Diet Coke, because I can't drink Diet Coke. I have not picked up a Diet Coke since the day I got sober, because my Diet Coke led me to wanting a cigarette. Because there's little things in your brain, there's little triggers in your brains that one thing leads to another. It's just what addiction is all about. I mean, it would be like after I stop, after my dinner, what I would do is I would light up a cigarette, go outside, have a cigarette. So it took me a really long time when I got sober to learn that once I was done eating, I had to do something else besides lighting up a cigarette. So what I would do is I would finish my dinner and instantly grab my dog and go for a walk, because I had to retrain the triggers in my brain to want to do something else. So you have to look at what I would do, and this is just my suggestion, is I would start keeping a journal of when and what triggers you. I mean, is it a specific time of a day? Is it a specific task? It is a specific food. And then once you have this journal, and I was just about ready to talk about that, Pam. Once you have this journal and you figure out what it is that's triggering you, then you can start pre-planning. If it's like 2 o'clock every day, I want a cigarette. Well, at 2 o'clock every day, you need to be doing something else. Do a physical activity of something else until you can have that be your new repetition. Um, let's see here. Tina says, hi, Lonnie girl. I'm late watching you. You're an amazing, strong woman. Thank you, honey. I love you so much. Connie says, clothes make me happy. It's a part of my creativity, but I also have to tell myself no sometimes. I'm trying to have a healthy balance. Addiction runs strong in my family. Oh no, shopping addiction is true, my friend. It is true, and it is a thing. Because what happens is that, like, I will find a okay, Julie, I'm going to talk to you too. So, I found that, like, finding a new outfit and purchasing it, I was getting the same sort of like rush that I would get with that first cigarette or that first beer, or when you pull the handle of a slot machine and all the bells start going off. I at one point when I got sober, I was like, oh, no, 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 girlfriend, this is a problem because you're craving that. And I'll tell you right now, addiction is so tricky. I have to be careful on my social media platform because I found myself chasing viral videos because I was getting the same rush. I'm like, oh, I have to do this and it has to go viral. And then all of a sudden it wasn't going viral. And then I was getting depressed. So for me, keeping my addiction under control is by keeping my emotions level. I mean, I can be happy, I can be sad, but I'm not letting any sort of outside sort of stimulation make me do this because that's what addiction is. You're not doing this. You're like, you have your highs, you have your lows. Well, you know what? I want that happy thing again. So you go back up. And it's just this roller coaster that keeps us so in the grips of that. Okay, so Kara says, yes, I remembered your mom very well. I have some special memories of her. She was a good girl. Tina says, I miss my mom dearly. She was my best friend. Yeah, you know what? I always said my mom was my best friend, and I didn't realize how intensely of a best friend she was until she was gone. Pam says, yes, I act like I can't drive without a cigarette. Julie says, I feel you guys. I'm smoking as I watch. Pam says, laugh out loud. Me too, Julie. Elfie is vaping, and Pam laughed at Elfie. Connie Girl says, yes, buying something can get you a high feeling. Tiggy, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Sober, but not perfect. Oh, yeah, you know what? I am far from not perfect. Okay, so now let's talk about smoking and driving. I could not drive without a cigarette, as gross as it is. I mean, I never smoked with my kids in the car, but I tell you what, as soon as I got out, it was just jumping right on that cigarette. But it was just a matter of doing something different. And I found myself, I would get like one of those little widgets and I would like keep my hand going. I would, there's just so many different things. And I could sit here all day long and I can, I'm not going to preach to you about the benefits of not smoking. I mean, every smoker knows that smoking's not good for you. It's just a fact. But it's just a matter of trying to quit that addiction that can be painful. I mean, quitting an addiction sometimes hurts and it has its physical reactions. And to me, it was just, again, I don't think, truthfully, I think if I hadn't have had the other, and I'll be completely honest with you, but I think if I hadn't have had those other major addictions if I only had like one of those addictions, I might still be doing it. But I had all three that were leading me to a absolutely non-functional life. So, we all just have to make our own path. And Elfie, vaping is it's almost, I think, and I'm not an expert, but sometimes I think vaping is worse than smoking. And just be really careful. I mean, I value each and every single one of you, and I want you all to be healthy, and I want you to be loved. And it's not an easy journey. I mean, if giving up cigarettes were easy, there would be a whole lot less people smoking. If giving up alcohol was easy, there'd be a whole lot less people drinking. And so it's just a matter of time. And if it's your time, it's your time. And because I never want to be that person who's like, I'm sober, this is the way, and you need to do it too. I'm very supportive and I understand your journeys, but I will never, ever, ever judge you nor tell you to do anything. It's not my place. I'm here to support you, not to tell you that what you're doing is wrong. Pam says, I quit for a week and looked like a pork chop. So it makes me fat to stop. You know what? Absolutely, Pam. I gained 45 pounds. When I quit drinking, I went from 108 to almost 150 pounds. And to me, it was worth every single pound. Because you know what I told myself? I'm like, you know what? This weight is temporary. My health is permanent. And so what I did is, 586 Rexford. Happy birthday, beautiful Lonnie. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. So I gained weight. I could not fit into my pants to save my life. But I knew once I got past my addiction, once I got past that hump, I think it's like 3 months for me, it was about a year. I knew that at that point, once I was mentally healthy, then I was just going to start working on my physical appearance. And yeah, it wasn't fun. It was not fun sitting there being like, hey, you know what? I'm going to eat a pan of brownies every night and gain 45 pounds. But I also too know that I had control over myself at that point. And at that point, I could at any time start, Mrs. Cox is back. So I knew at that point I had more control over my diet than I did trying to quit smoking and drinking. But yeah, no, it's a part of the journey, and it's something that we need to be okay with. But again, like I said, it's each person has their own journey. So yeah, no, I remember Robert and I went to San Francisco shortly after I quit drinking, and I had gained that weight, and I still wanted to wear my pants, and I blew out the crotch of my pants because my thighs were like, hey, we're busting out of this joint. And Robert's like, why is your leg coming through your pant? And I'm like, well, my pants are a little tight. He's like, a little? He's like, buy bigger pants. And I'm like, no, if I buy bigger pants, then it's going to not admit that I've gained a lot of weight. He's like, you have. And so it was, for me, it was really weird because I was just, I didn't want to admit that I had, but looking back at it, I mean, it took me about a year to put on the weight, and it took me about a year to take it off. And I had it completely taken off until not too long ago when I started my whole menopause journey. But I'm telling you right now, intermittent fasting is absolutely the way to go. Pam says, I have too many excuses. That's my problem. Yeah, you know what? And Pam, that's just the whole thing. It's like, this is a judgment-free zone. 100%, honey, I am not judging you. I am here to support you. And one day you might wake up and you might just be like, you know what? I'm just not going to make excuses anymore. And then that will be your day. And until that day comes, just love yourself and just know that the day might come. And it's just, it's so weird because I wanted to quit all of my addictions way before I did. But it just took me that one day waking up being like, yeah, I think today's the day. And it was the day. And so if the day comes and you want to quit, then you can quit. And then until then, again, I love you just for you being you. And I know exactly what you're talking about with the with the Diet Cokes and the cigarettes, because that was me. Oh, shoot, no. And so what am I doing today? Today, I am... Oh, wow, I have a dentist appointment. I had a dentist appointment on Monday. That's another thing. Okay, so let's talk about this. When I was, and I talked about it last week, I think, it's when I was drinking and I had my addictions, I didn't go to the dentist. And now that I have gotten sober, I go to the dentist every 3 months and I have my teeth cleaned because I have to keep my gums. My gums have to be healthy. So I'm going to the dentist and do that. Let's see here. I get so many spam calls. I don't know if you all get as many as I do. Pam says, oh, thank you. I love you too. Well, that's just the whole thing. It's like, you know what? The world can be so judgy and we can be judgy. And you know what? And we judge ourselves very harshly. And self-love and self-compassion is so vital. And we need to love ourselves for being imperfect. So, again, it's like, I love you one way or the other. One way or the other. Let's see. So today I have a Zoom meeting with Instagram today. Yes. I have my own rep with Instagram now, which I think is super exciting. So I'm going to talk to her. I have a Zoom meeting. And then my little indie girl has to go to the vets today because she has a little skin issue coming up. And part of my journey for my 58th birthday was trying to get was trying to get her healthy because Indy, as much as I mean, I love my dog. My dog is my constant companion, but she has some, she has some underlying health issues that really kind of just they kind of eat at the back of my head. And I've noticed that she's got some like little bald spots, and so she's got a skin issue. And when she was younger, at this time last year, she actually had a skin infection. So she has to go and be checked out by the doctor. And here's the thing with Indy. She is like, she loves people. She is just like, you know what? I am so excited to see you. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to wag my tail and I am just going to crawl into your lap. So in order for the doctor to be able to examine her, Robert has to pick her up. He puts her, we call it air gel, because as soon as he picks her up, she goes limp and she's just like, okay, whatever, you can look at whatever you want. And then the doctor has to examine her while Robert holds her. Otherwise, she is just like this big old goober. But I'm going to go take her and get her checked out. And then, gosh, yeah, no. Oh, and then also too, another exciting piece of news is Discord actually reached out to me about starting an influencer Discord. So I signed up for that. And if y'all don't know what a Discord is, it's kind of like a chat board for all platforms to come together. So I'm going to be working on that over this weekend. And it's basically like overwhelming. I have absolutely zero knowledge about Discord, but I am starting that and I'm super excited about that. So I'll share that with you. And Kathy says, I come from a family of smokers, four older brothers who all used to smoke, and my mom and dad smoking. I never have. It's funny that you say that because it's like I smoked, Brandon smoked, Robert never smoked. My dad smoked, my mom didn't smoke. My sister smoked. So it's kind of weird how it like hits like one person and not the other. Connie says, we all need to remember to be kind to ourselves and being good friends to ourselves. Absolutely. Julie, dog says dogs are the best. Connie says, Indy is so cute. Give her hugs for me. I will. You know what? In the back of my mind, I am a little worried about her just because I'm like, does she like have like an immune problem? I mean, is there something underlying that I need to worry about? But I don't know. Sometimes I think that I'm like a smother mother when it comes to my dog. I mean, she'll sneeze and I'll be like, Indy, are you okay? But she had a little rough beginning, and so sometimes I think I'm a little like, it's okay, baby, mommy's coming. Pam says, my dogs too. Niles is a pit mix, little bear patches, just little round ones. Exactly, Pam. That's exactly what they are. She has them on her head. She's got like little bald spots on her head, little round ones. She's got a larger one on her face, and I noticed that it's around her hind legs. And Julie says maybe it's allergies. And she does have allergies. And I believe it or not, my dog gets allergy shots. She just had one, but she's not itching. So what I'm hoping for at the end of this is that maybe we get some medicated shampoo and I just have to wash her with that. So I am fingers crossed on that. So yeah. And then tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have a live tomorrow. I'm going to schedule it for like 9:30, something like that. And we're just going to hang out. We're going to talk about life as 59. And for today, we ended up looking more like in the past. And I think tomorrow we're going to look a little bit more to the future. And we're going to talk about women leaving their 50s, and Niles has allergies, but he doesn't itch. Yep, then maybe that's exactly what it is. Tina says, I'm exactly like that with my dogs, always worries, but everything with them, they're my babies. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm a dog mother, but we're going to look towards the future, and we're going to talk about women in their 50s and, or just people in their 50s in general. I want to talk about how we can, all the doors that are open to us, we're going to look at stuff. We're going to have a really inspirational day tomorrow, because that's how I want to spend my birthday. I want to spend my birthday going into this new year with a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. And I'm just going to shake off any sort of negative self-talk that I might pop up on me. I'm going to flick away, and I just don't have time for it anymore. I think the older I get, the more I realize is I just don't have time for negativity, even with myself. And I have lots of self-love, and I have lots of self-compassion, but I also too, I'm a little bit of a stern mom, all right? And I'm a mom to myself. And I am to the point where I'm like, you know what, Lonni, you need to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go. Because I was having a conversation with Robert the other day on our podcast, and I'm like, how long do I have to carry this trauma of my past with me? I mean, I know it's a part of who I am. I know it's a part of my makeup, but I don't need to carry it around like a freaking trophy. All right. I don't need to carry it at all, because the visual I get is, let me give you this visual. To me, my past trauma, I feel like I'm wearing a suit of armor. Okay. I have my protections all put up. I have my defenses, and I have all of that. So it's like I'm wearing an actual suit of armor in the King Arthur days. All right. I'm walking around and I'm clanking, and I'm like, clank, clank, clank. Those are my defenses. But that suit of armor is no longer protecting me. It's only holding me back. It would be like, I have to go to Costco today. It would be like me walking around Costco with a suit of armor on. It's not ideal. So my journey has led me, and where I want to go into my 59th year is I want to go into that shedding that suit of armor. I want to learn that I no longer have to protect myself from certain things. I want to learn that it's okay to do certain things because bad things aren't going to happen. I want this 58th year to be my year of shedding my armor. And I'm really excited to see the Lonni underneath that armor. And it's going to be an interesting journey. And I am so honored and blessed that you're coming with me, because I want to show you by example that, maybe we're carrying things around with us that no longer serve our benefit. And if that's the case, then you need to shed it also. Let's see here. Kathy says, I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Wishing you a very, very happy birthday. Thank you, Kathy. Connie says, I'm turning 64 in November. Pam says, 50s are starting to sound young to me now. Tina says, happy birthday, Lonni. Thank you. Connie says, I might be the elder here. You're still, you know what, Connie? If you are, you know what? You're the youngest 64-year-old person I know. Pam says, you make us all so happy, Lonni. We all can identify with you. You're the best. Don't forget that. Aw. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Connie says, Lonni, thumbs up to you. You have overcome a lot. So have I. We're overcomers. Yes, we are. Pam says, couldn't have said it better. Oh, Courtney says, Pam, I couldn't have said it myself. Kathy says, each new day is a blank canvas painted how you want to beautifully. Yeah. And you know what? And here's the thing is, it's like giving myself a visual. It's like, I feel like this year is the first year where I'm actually holding my paintbrush. I am actually like, okay, Lonni, it's time to start painting. And when I think like that, it is almost like overwhelming, because it's like, where is this going to go? How much can I accomplish? How many doors can I open? How many stereotypes can I step on? How many people can I motivate? And I keep saying this, and I hope you all realize this, but you don't realize how important each and every single one of you are. Whether you're watching me live here or you watch me live later and you leave comments, without you, I wouldn't have the flame to let go of that armor and to pick up a paintbrush. So as much of a beautiful journey as I have been on, it is because of what you do too. So I want to thank you for that. And that's why I'm spending my birthday with you tomorrow. I'm making my birthday all about my platform. I'm going live on YouTube first, then I'm heading over to TikTok, and then I'm going to go over to Instagram, and I'm going to pop in on all my channels, but you come first. So you get the best. You get the fresh, Lonni. Unfortunately, Instagram's going to get like, hey, it's my birthday. I'm kidding. I'll be good on that too. 586 Rexford says, love you, beautiful Lonni. Thank you. Tina says, I'm 63, Lonni, and you and in mind and spirit all young. Yeah, I was walking with Brendan this morning. We took Indy, and I was like, gosh, I'm so close to 60. He's like, it's just a number. He goes, you're still young. And sometimes I forget, and in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go roller skating, and then I fall and it hurts. And so I know that my energy is always, hopefully will always stay like this. But again, y'all are an amazing part of my journey. And without you, I truly don't know where I would be. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a great year, because this time last year, this wasn't here. This little, what we have made here is fairly young. I mean, it's only like 3 months. And so just imagine where this is going to be at this time next year. And so this is an exciting journey. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. I know that that's not the words to the song, but I'm trying. And y'all just need to break into song. I mean, I can't sing, but I don't care. So, all right, everyone, I am going to take off. Oh, Anna says, I'm close to 70, 68 in December, but don't feel it. There you go, Connie. So Anna gets the reward for the coolest person close to 70. Kara says, I'm glad we can reconnect. Absolutely, Kara. It's been amazing. Kathy says, we are ducking warriors. Yes, we are. We are ducking warriors. All right, my friends, I love you dearly. I will be back tomorrow as a 59-year-old woman on her journey to show the world. There isn't that many of us left, but we're going to show the world how amazing you can be at any age. Because what? We are ducking warriors, my friends. All right, I love you all dearly, and I will see you tomorrow for my birthday. Oh, and by the way, here's the thing. My birthday, my rules, my world. I'm going to Costco today to buy myself a birthday cake. All right. And I was in bed this morning and I was like, Lonni, you don't need to have a whole birthday cake. And I'm like, you know what? You only turn 59 once. You know what? I'm all about dieting and intermittent fasting, but you know what? Duck it. I'm buying myself a birthday cake, and I might just have a chocolate milkshake with lunch. So my idea of my 59th birthday is I'm going to throw all of my diet out the window. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm probably going to go into a sugar coma, but it is absolutely okay, because you know why? I'll start my intermittent fasting on my day 2 of being 59. So, all right, everybody, I love you. Hugs, kisses, and I will see you all tomorrow.